When people think about mold remediation, they usually focus on removing the visible mold. But one of the most important parts of the entire process isn't something you can see. It's called pressure differential, and it's one of the key factors that separates professional remediation from simply tearing out moldy materials. Let's start with a simple question. What happens when you disturb mold? The moment you cut drywall, remove insulation, pull baseboards, or disturb contaminated materials, millions of microscopic mold spores are released into the air. These spores are so small, they can stay airborne for hours, travel through the HVAC system, and settle in rooms that were never contaminated. That's why mold remediation isn't just about removing mold. It's about controlling where those airborne spores go. Pressure differential simply means there's a difference in air pressure between two spaces. During remediation, we intentionally create negative pressure inside the containment area. Negative pressure means the air pressure inside the work area is lower than the pressure outside. Since air naturally moves from higher pressure to lower pressure, clean air flows into the containment, while contaminated air stays inside. Think of it like a vacuum. If there's a small opening in the containment, air is pulled inward instead of allowing mold spores to escape into the rest of the building. That's exactly what we want. To create this pressure differential, professionals use HEPA-filtered negative air machines. These machines continuously pull air from inside the containment, pass it through HEPA filters that capture at least 99.97% of particles as small as 0.3 microns, and exhaust the cleaned air outside the containment or outdoors when appropriate. Because the machine removes more air than naturally enters, the containment remains under negative pressure throughout the project. But negative pressure alone isn't enough. It works together with a properly built containment, usually constructed with 6 mil polyethylene sheeting. Before any demolition begins, the negative air machine should already be running. This way, every mold spore released during removal is immediately drawn toward the HEPA filtration system instead of spreading throughout the home. As contaminated drywall, insulation, carpet, or other porous materials are removed, airborne particles are constantly captured by the controlled airflow. Once demolition is complete, the job still isn't finished. Every exposed surface is HEPA vacuumed, followed by detailed cleaning using damp wiping or other appropriate cleaning methods. A final HEPA vacuuming removes any remaining settled particles. During this entire process, maintaining negative pressure is essential. Turning off the machine too early can allow airborne spores to escape before the final cleaning is complete. Now imagine the opposite. A contractor starts removing moldy drywall without containment or negative pressure. Every swing of the hammer releases spores into the air. The air conditioner turns on, someone opens a door, and those spores spread into bedrooms, living areas, and even the ductwork. Weeks later, mold begins appearing in areas that were never originally affected, not because the mold spread on its own, but because the remediation spread the contamination. That's why professional remediation standards emphasize engineering controls like containment and pressure differential. These aren't optional on significant mold projects. They're essential for preventing cross-contamination and protecting the occupants. Professionals often verify negative pressure using a manometer, which measures the pressure difference between the containment and surrounding spaces. A simple visual clue is the containment plastic pulling slightly inward while the air machine is running, showing that air is flowing into the work area instead of out. Remember this, mold remediation isn't just about removing what you can see, it's about controlling what you can't. Pressure differential keeps spores contained, protects the rest of the property, improves HEPA filtration efficiency, and helps ensure the remediation actually solves the problem instead of creating a bigger one. If you're hiring a remediation company, don't just ask how they'll remove the mold. Ask how they'll control the air, because controlling the air is one of the most important parts of controlling mold. Follow for more content about mold inspections, remediation, building science, and protecting your property the right way.